Imagine this moment. Your CV is open on the screen, the job description sits beside it. You know you have the skills, you know you can do the work, and yet a quiet doubt appears. How do you turn years of effort, learning, and experience into a few pages that actually get noticed? And when the interview finally arrives, how do you transform nervous energy into confidence instead of letting pressure speak for you? This is where careers are quietly decided, not by luck, but by preparation and clarity. Writing a CV and performing well in interviews are not just technical steps in the hiring process, they are acts of storytelling. They are how you introduce your professional identity to people who have never met you. Many qualified candidates fail not because they lack ability, but because they fail to communicate their value clearly. Employers do not hire potential in silence. They hire what they can see, understand, and trust. A strong CV begins with perspective. Your CV is not a list of everything you have done. It is a carefully chosen narrative of what matters most for the role you want. Recruiters scan dozens, sometimes hundreds of CVs. Recruiters scan dozens, sometimes hundreds of CVs. They do not read deeply at first. They look for relevance, clarity, and signals of competence. This means your CV must speak their language, not just yours. Each role you apply for deserves a tailored version, even if the changes are subtle. Clarity is the most powerful element of a strong CV. Clear structure, concise language, and focused content immediately create trust. Vague descriptions weaken impact. Instead of listing responsibilities, effective CVs highlight outcomes. They show how your actions created results. Employers are not interested only in what you were assigned to do. They want to know what changed because you did it. Impact transforms experience into value. Another critical element of CV writing is honesty with strategy. Exaggeration creates short-term attention but long-term risk. Interviews expose inconsistency quickly. A confident CV does not need exaggeration, it needs alignment. When your skills, experience, and goals align clearly with the role, confidence becomes natural. Gaps or career changes do not need to be hidden. When explained thoughtfully, they can reflect adaptability, learning, and resilience. Your CV is also a reflection of how you think. Organization, formatting, and attention to detail send silent messages. A clean, readable CV suggests clarity of thought. A cluttered or inconsistent one suggests confusion. Small details such as spelling, spacing, and consistency matter more than many candidates realize. They signal professionalism before a single word is spoken. Once the CV opens the door, the interview determines whether it stays open. Interviews are not exams. They are conversations with a purpose. The purpose is not to prove perfection, but to assess fit, communication, and mindset. Many candidates enter interviews believing they must impress constantly. This creates pressure and artificial behavior. Strong interviews feel more natural because the candidate understands their role in the conversation. Preparation is the foundation of interview confidence. Confidence does not come from hoping things go well. It comes from knowing you are ready. This means understanding the company, the role, and how your experience connects to both. It also means preparing stories from your past that demonstrate skills such as problem-solving, teamwork, leadership, and adaptability. Stories make answers memorable. They turn abstract skills into real experiences. One of the most common interview mistakes is answering questions without structure. Under pressure, candidates ramble, lose focus, or forget the question entirely. Clear answers follow a simple flow: context, action, and result. This structure keeps responses focused and impactful. Interviewers are not timing you, but clarity always stands out. Short, thoughtful answers often leave a stronger impression than long, unfocused ones. Interviews are also emotional experiences. Nervousness is normal. Trying to eliminate it completely often increases stress. Instead, learning to manage nervous energy is more effective. Slowing your breathing, pausing before answering, and maintaining steady eye contact helps regulate emotions. Silence is not your enemy. A brief pause shows thoughtfulness, not weakness. Another key aspect of interviews is authenticity. Employers are not only evaluating skills, they are imagining what it would be like to work with you. Authenticity builds trust faster than perfection. Admitting uncertainty, acknowledging learning moments, or discussing challenges honestly often strengthens credibility. People connect with honesty more than flawless performance. Asking questions during interviews is not optional. It signals engagement, curiosity, and self-respect. Interviews are two-way evaluations. Thoughtful questions show that you are not desperate for any job, but interested in the right one. Questions about team culture, expectations, growth, and challenges demonstrate maturity and long-term thinking. Rejection is an unavoidable part of job searching. Even strong candidates face it. What matters is how you interpret it. Rejection is not always a reflection of your ability. Timing, internal changes, or competing candidates often play a role. Viewing interviews as practice rather than judgment reduces emotional weight and builds resilience. Each interview strengthens your communication skills, even when the outcome is not what you hoped for. Confidence in CV writing and interviewing grows with reflection. Reviewing what worked, what felt unclear, and what could improve sharpens future performance. Over time, patterns emerge, answers become smoother, stories become clearer, self-awareness increases. This is how confidence is built, not overnight, but through repetition and learning. In today's competitive job market, technical skills alone are not enough. The ability to present yourself clearly, professionally, and authentically is a career skill. Your CV opens conversations. Your interview builds trust. Together, they shape how others see your potential. In the end, writing a strong CV and performing well in interviews is not about becoming someone else. It is about learning how to communicate who you already are with clarity and purpose. When you understand your value and can express it calmly under pressure, opportunities stop feeling random. They become the natural result of preparation meeting the right moment. And when that moment arrives, you are ready to step into it with confidence instead of doubt.